Welcome to another episode of Playing the Artist, where it's a show about me and my buddy Alex, and we talk about trying to be artists, playing the artists, as you would, the title. My name is Antoine. That's Alex.
I'm Alex.
That's Alex. How are you, Alex?
I'm doing well. Yeah, just to expand a little bit on us, we talk about our day-to-day as artists, but we also kind of chat about it's also like a chronicle of this journey we're on to do the art that we we feel pulled toward, like in a direction for whatever reason. We're both in this we're both heading towards this like tabletop sort of artwork space modeling kind of gig.
Yeah. I was real poopy pants last week.
You know what, man? I noticed a downtick in your
energy.
A little bit, maybe it'll change after this Kickstarter. But
no. It's because I wasn't working out and I wasn't eating proper. That's the reason.
So why. I think so. Yeah, because you think, oh, okay, he's doing his thing. He's on the right path, and your whole day is dedicated to your own artwork. So there's a lot to be happy about, and a lot to put somebody in a good mood, But I guess because you are maybe fully your routine is fully on you. It's like maybe that's a challenge as well. That's affecting your mood that I didn't think about being such a big deal.
Yeah, a lot of ups and downs emotionally. Like just yesterday, I was like, what happens if two people, because I came across, so I go on Kickstarter and I check out other people's projects to see what they're just making, and just to see what's up and see what's, I don't know, just make sure I have my ear to the ground.
Yeah, of course.
And I came across this one poor fellow, and he had, I think, 11 or 10 campaigns, like Kickstarters. Yeah, they all failed.
Oh no! Wow.
Yeah. Either they were canceled or they were failed.
That's it's pretty rare to find a failure. I feel. Maybe it's because the ones that
it was a video game, by the way. It wasn't
okay.
It wasn't a tabletop guy.
Oh yeah, that's a bit trickier because so many people have been burned by video games.
That too, but also what he was showing off wasn't that great looking. But yeah. I'm just wondering, it's interesting because you hear these stories of artists or people pursuing something, and they just keep failing and they're getting nowhere and they just keep kind of doing the same thing. And you really hope that won't happen to you. You know what I mean? And you think am I doing that? Am I not, what's the word? Am I not aware of my own shortcomings? Where I needed to redirect and stuff. But for the most part, I feel like that thought gets into my head, and then I kind of shake it off and be like, no, Antoine, you haven't really done anything to really know your failures. So
yeah,
maybe keep going forward.
So you can't fail until you
failed.
Yeah, that's right. Until it's done, right? You have to hand the test in. Yeah. But there's some real fear there because until something's done, you don't know whether your decisions are good decisions or bad decisions, right?
Well, it's a bit of a trap there, right? Because at the end, if it's towards the thing you want to do, and you're always kind of adjusting and redirecting and trying to figure it out, then it's not really a failure, right? Because technically, the whole process of me doing this Kickstarter was a big failure because there's just so many different mistakes I did and things I did that I lost time, right? But in the long run, if I do another one, me rephrase that. When I do my next one,
Yeah.
there's so many shortcomings that I'm going to avoid, and so many things that I'm like, oh, I should have done this. I'm going to do this instead because I know this in the long run will save me time, or just I'll get better results in the long run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when you, I don't know, we're very simple. We're very simple apes, and we can trap ourselves quite quickly with the speech and how we think about certain certain not endeavors, but certain situations. You know what I mean? So I've said this before. Like if the thing doesn't get funded, that's on me, and that's great because I'm somebody that made an unsuccessful Kickstarter, and that's still something. You know what I mean? Some people don't even like haven't even start. Some people talk about like, yeah, I'm going to do a Kickstarter. I want to do one, and then they don't do it, right? They never do it.
Yeah, yeah, there's like this hurdle of, it's not even like difficult work. It's just like going through the motions of like setting up all the shit you need to set up to do this. Is like it's a big hurdle for people, and I can see like there's like every click of the way there's like some like, man, am I really doing this? Oh, am I doing this wrong? There's a lot of reasons to just at every step talk yourself into it. It's just like being like this. It's just like this foreign thing. You're just not taught how to do it, and it feels like you're just a dum-dum all the time a little bit.
I think that might be. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Like my experience is like doing this like website and Patreon thing this week, and I feel a little bit like I'm going in the right direction, but at the same time I could be like going about it and just like, not the most intelligent way, I guess, not the proper way. Whatever, there's a proper way to do it out there somehow, and I have no idea what that is, but I'm trying to do it. And I think a lot of people get caught up in that, and that's why you see you see a lot of talking about Kickstarters, but not a lot of actually doing a Kickstarter or doing a thing, whatever that is.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I was going to.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I think a lot of that like self-hesitation kind of thing, I think that's kind of like bred into us by the school system, where it's like, here's the test, here's the thing, and here's all the things you need to study. So here's the path already laid out. And it's less about like, okay, here's a problem, and you don't, I'm just going to let you go, and you just, okay, here's the goal, and you just got to figure it out. You know what I mean? There's not that much or none at all when it comes to, being like, I don't know, some sort of project or some sort of thing you do in school, like elementary school or high school, where you're really left to your own devices, and you're really like left to like try to get to a I don't know, a conclusion through almost like a scientific process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so like
somebody who's good at math, like you're gonna tackle these equations in the way that your teacher is like set out for you. You can't really do algebra in like your own creative way. I mean, there's probably more than one way to do it, but
they don't teach it like that. You know what I mean?
No.
But what was I saying? Yeah, like I was saying, the scientific way, like it's like this whole experience trying to do a Kickstarter was like trying to, it's scientific in the way where it's like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then this problem occurs, and then okay, I can solve it with this, and like, well, I didn't take in mind of this, and it's like I'm taking on a bunch of data on like how to make a better Kickstarter page or how to plan something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To like understand it. And so in the long run, I get better at just kind of, scientifically preparing, right? But like I said, like the school system, public schools, they don't do that. They just like, here's the book, here's the thing, here's the paper, write on the piece of paper, make sure you sign your paper.
Well, there's a weird attempt, right? Like you ever had science class where they say they have some experiment that they do every year? Like it's like, oh, you mix these two elements together and you burn them, and then the color of the fire changes to like from blue to green or something. Yeah. And during that process, you have to like, okay, students, write down your hypothesis, and then write down your body of what you're going to do, and then record your results. And it seems like that's definitely what you would do, like in our case, solving some kind of problem we don't really know, we've never done before.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, take your best guess at what you think you should do, and then lay out the steps to actually prove that out, and then see what the outcome is, and then do that again until it works. But like in school, because you're doing the same thing that's been done in that term, for 15 years, getting this result, the same green flame result, it's like if you make a hypothesis that's like, basically not exactly what they're looking for, it's like easily deemed wrong because it's like such a controlled experiment.
Yeah.
There is no real reason for a hypothesis in those situations. Mm-hmm. Like in high school, you're not exposed to anything that's like, maybe at a science fair is like when you actually are in a spot where you can do it yourself. But even then, half the people are just making a volcano or, some case study on birds or migration or something like that. That's like, not quite as open-ended, I feel, as real life. So,
no. Yeah.
So here we are.
Yeah, artists.
Mm-hmm. Art and science are, not too far, right? It's usually, I don't know. There's something similar there.
Well, there's, there's.
One you can do with a monkey brain, one you can't. That's the thing.
Talking about art, right?
Yeah.
What I was gonna say was, hang on, I think I might change topic here. So I did the video for my Kickstarter.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a video for my Kickstarter now, and there's music and there's fancy cuts and sped up motion stuff. I did a bunch of animated. I did seven animated Instagram stories. However, though, I can't get them onto my phone onto Instagram, so I have to. I think they might be too big. Like they're 3 megabytes. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, well, maybe I have to go under a gigabyte. Under a megabyte to make the goddamn video. Go on, like to properly play on my phone. So I have to figure that out. I'm really enjoying editing stuff. Editing stuff is fun. It's fun. It's cool.
Oh,
it's a lot easier than I thought.
Nice. Yeah, there was a bit of a hang up there at first.
What do you mean?
You were like a little bit reluctant and even willing to pay someone on Fiverr to do that.
I know, right? I was such a stingy butt. I was just like afraid of it, and I just literally like watched like 3 tutorials, and I was like, yeah, that's it. And I pretty much did it in 2 days, and I refined it on. I refined it a little bit more in the 3rd day, and it's very short. It's I think it's about a minute and 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So and in that span, I got some cool shots, and then it explain. And then there's a scene where I'm like assembling things and deassembling things, putting them together, like combining things.
Yeah.
But it's like sped up really quick, and then it stops, it slows down, and it goes, and then I like show off the model, and I put my hands down, and I go back really fast, make up another thing, and then show off another thing. And then a couple stills, and then
cool.
So what is it? I have 11 days left, and I still gotta put out a couple more promo models, 3 to be exact.
Yeah,
I still have to make 2, but they're easy. I just have to put some like gobbledygook, like.
I'm surprised you're still making models. Like, what is a promo model exactly?
Well, it gets me more. It gets me more followers. You know what I mean, for my Kickstarter page. So like the more I put out, the more followers I'm getting. And
Yeah, but don't you have like over 60 items already? Like, can you just release, or you want it to be new stuff? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, new stuff, and also this stuff doesn't. I'm not offering this in the Kickstarter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, these are strictly promo models, and when the Kickstarter goes up, all those models will be taken down.
So where are they right now? They're on
Thingiverse.
Thingiverse. Oh, I see. You're gonna take them off Thingiverse when the Kickstarter goes live. Yeah. And then where do they go from there?
Well, I was contemplating last night in my bed while I was trying to sleep, as I usually have conversations with myself when I'm not supposed to. And I was thinking of putting them in the printing and selling tier.
Yeah.
Only in those tiers. Just so it's just like an extra little thing where it's like, oh, you have the right to print these models where you can't get them anywhere else right now. You know? But I'm also going to take those models and put them up on a I'm going to sell them. You know,
okay.
they're
on a
still
store.
Yeah, they're still good models and they still have like value.
Yeah.
I was going to say, but you know, I was thinking about the website. I was thinking, instead of making a website for like a shop wise, like a website where it's like, you know, you click the thing and then the person they pay through PayPal and then they get, you know, the model and then I like, you know, but I still have to pay for the website. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I still have to pay for, I think there's like a certain type of monthly thing where, for PayPal, when you want to hook up something like that for e-transfers?
It depends which website you go through. I actually just built, this week was kind of a crazy week for me. I built a website with an online store. And I actually I have one model up there right now. And I went through Shopify. And Shopify is really great because you can you can pay with Google Play or Apple Money or Visa, MasterCard, anything, right? So you do have to pay. You pay the cheapest plan, which seemed to be fine for me because I only have digital STLs on my website. So it was $30 a month.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but I was talking to Skylar about it, and it's pretty standard for like a web store. And
oh my god.
Yeah, but think about it, man. Like, if in a year, it's, what is that, like $360? If you can't afford $360 in a year, then I'm afraid to tell you your business model isn't really working out.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Well, this is what I was thinking. I was thinking you make a website, like it's like a big website, and it's very simple, and you have a couple links where it's like about, contact, shop, social medias, or whatever other things, you know what I mean, you want to put on there. And you should just have the shop linked to My Mini Factory, and just have it straight there, and all those models they have there are for sale. You know what I mean? And however, though, they My Mini Factory does take 10% of every sale. Yeah.
So how much? That's quite a bit. Like,
yeah.
So like with Shopify, you pay that fee, but you only really, after that, you're charged only for like Visa transactions and stuff, which is like 2 or 3%. So it's a bit of a gamble, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of like expecting to sell. If you're not expecting to sell, then it's a bad idea. But if you're not expecting to sell, then like, why do you have it? I guess. Why are you doing it?
True, but they deal with all that other kind of mumbo jumbo. You know what I mean? So let's say let's say you start getting a lot of traffic on your website, right? You know, you've been blessed by getting a lot of traffic on your website. You know, then you'll have to upgrade your website, right? So it can handle more traffic. Am I correct? I don't know anything about websites.
I think there's some of that, and I'm not sure at what point that happens, but I think you're definitely right. Like,
Yeah.
like,
And
at least
let's
where
say
you're hosting your files.
and let's say you have to and then let's say you have to like upgrade your plan, and then it only happened that 1 month, and then you're like, well, I should keep it because I don't want my website to go down when people buy things, right? Or crash or whatever. And then let's say you just have a couple dry months, and then you're paying more on this website. I don't know the like the percentage wise. I'm not sure, but I think it'd just be nice just so I don't have to like deal with all that stuff. It's just like a different headache you don't have to deal with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. It might be worth it. You know,
maybe. I'm not sure. Well, it's what I noticed on what is it? Artisan Guild. Those fucking animals that make $40,000 a month. I'm pretty sure they make that much. So yeah. So that's what they do, and they have just a blog. They just have a blog, a YouTube channel, and my mini factory shop place. And then their Patreon, and then a Thingiverse and an Instagram and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't think they even have a Facebook. I don't think
they have a Thingiverse.
Oh yeah, they definitely have a Thingiverse. The Thingiverse is not that big.
Yeah, I was just wondering like how many models they're giving away.
Well, they release a little like video every like month of like what they're offering next month, like all the models they make for like Duncan Shadow does the same thing, where he'll be like, "Hey, on March, this is what I'm offering on the March tier," and then he like shows off a little bit. Oh no. So Duncan Shadow, what he does, he when the next month is about to start, he puts like a big post of like a bunch of shit like what's going to be next month, and then when the next month rolls around, then he slowly kind of shows off all the models he's offering for that month. But meanwhile, he's working on next month's haul, right? So like all the work is done for the month is like about to come up, and then once it comes up, then he starts sharing the files, and then he starts promoting and stuff like that. Then he's also working on the next batch. And Artisan Guild, they do a little different, I'm pretty sure, because they already have what they're offering in March. So I think that team, it's a team. It's a couple. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they like just keep making a bunch of shit, and they like organize where they're like, okay, this month is this, and then this month is this month is this. So they probably like work on a bulk of things that are going to be for the next month, but also they probably work on other stuff where it's like, okay, we got to get this thing done because it's a bigger piece for this month, and this month we're going to be on vacation or something, or we have plans. So I'm pretty sure they kind of like just make a bunch of shit for the whole year, but they make a more majority of most of it on the month, and they just kind of slowly start piecing them all together. Maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but
you have to be able to stay ahead of the game a little bit. You can't be just like releasing as you're creating, because there's no room there.
There's no room to like wiggle and like I said, go on a vacation or go see your friends and family and
yeah.
Yeah,
that's why you can't plan your business around 100% of workload for yourself, because you need to reserve that time to get ahead. Because if you're not, then you're going to be always drowning. So, yeah. You're right there. You look a little frozen. Oh, your video was just frozen.
No, I don't think it was frozen. I think it was just standing still. I was.
Oh, you're perfectly
staring. Staring.
I was thinking about your Kickstarter, man, and I'm like, and like how many models you have, and you're still modeling. And I think last time we talked, you said you increased the price of your overall Kickstarter.
Actually, I
added models.
I actually brought it down. I actually brought.
I'm thinking like you have so many models already.
85.
You've got enough models that you yourself, the creator of this thing, you can't even print them all. Like you haven't even
there's a lot of models.
And so
they're big too.
That's a lot, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, it's a lot for one person to expect one person to print, right? They'll be printing your thing for months, right? If they want it all already as it is. So like, I think, I don't know how much value adding more models to it is really, I don't know how much value that totals in right at this point, because it's already, the numbers game is already there. I think it's already achieved.
Oh no, the only models. Can I just cut you off there for a second? I just gotta get this out here. The only models that I made that were new last week were just models, so more stuff could be connected, like on an angle, or like pieces
like
that can be like
pieces.
Yeah, they're all they weren't hard to make. They're all transitional pieces, and I thought like this would be worth it because it would just make the set more interesting, where people can make more cool shit, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because like if you're adding models to the point where it's
I'm not adding any more models. I'm not adding any models.
Yeah, I think it's a risk right now to like.
Yeah, I know. Work more on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
if
I actually,
anything, you might want to work on your next one. You know, get a head start so that when this is done, you're not starting cold on that one.
Maybe. Dude, I still have plenty of promotional stuff to do. I still have plenty of promotional stuff to do, and once the Kickstarter goes live, actually, I'll have to be answering. If it goes successful, I'll have to be answering a lot of emails. I have to still figure out Pledge Manager. I have to figure that out. So there's still a bit of work to do still.
Yeah, I'm not saying like go into full production on your next one. I'm saying like maybe, so you're looking at the duration of the Kickstarter, where you'll be servicing people, plus a little bit of time after, and prior to that, ramping up your marketing. So it's almost 2 months of time supporting this, but I can't imagine you won't model anything in that 2 months of time. And
I'll be definitely modeling some stuff.
If you do model something, I think it would be worthwhile to think about what your next project is, so you're not starting cold.
Yeah. I've thought about if I actually make some money off this thing, I think I'm going to invest in a small rig to shoot video, like a tripod and a decent a camera, like a vlogging camera, and some light source, and start making YouTube videos.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because why not? Because it all just redirects, right? So that's the way I feel about that. Yeah, because like the Artisan Guild people, they're Patreon. I'm always harping on them. So things that they've been pushing. So their Thingiverse page, 1,744 followers. That's a good amount of people. The Patreon page has 4,771 followers. That's really good.
That's amazing.
Yeah, their Instagram, 2,000 followers, and their YouTube channel is it's about 1,000 followers. Yeah. So.
Do they have regular videos released?
Not really. Like probably pretty much like once a month. Once a month, where they show off the next month's haul of like what you're gonna get.
Gotcha.
And then sometimes a couple like breakdowns of like creature sculpts.
Cool.
But yeah, and they do not post that much on Instagram. Like their last post on Instagram was, oh my god, I can't find the date. Oh yeah, it was January 23rd, so almost a month ago.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they're really active on their Patreon page. Yeah, they're definitely active on their Patreon page because the last time they posted was literally yesterday, and then then they posted it again on last week. So yeah, they're very they're doing the work where the money is. That's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. No. So this is my idea. The thing is, like, I feel like I've painted myself in a corner a little bit doing just sci-fi stuff.
Well, I mean, it's good to focus on a theme for your project, so I wouldn't look at it that way.
That's a good point. But I mean, like all the followers I have pretty much on my Thingiverse page, and like my Instagram and stuff like that. They've mostly have seen just what I could do, like sci-fi wise.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought about doing this this campaign. It's gonna be for Thingiverse, like a Thingiverse campaign essentially, where I'm gonna have a name for it. I want to call it kind of like a 30-day dungeon or something like that.
Okay.
And then every day I release one or two different kind of dungeon tiles or walls or corner pieces or doors towards a dungeon, you know, that makes a whole fucking dungeon. And have it open lock, so it's open lock compatible. Try to get that open lock support, right? And just to kind of like get people talking and get people kind of like following along and being like, oh, look at this fucking thing this guy's doing. He's releasing a model a day. I'm gonna join along and see what he releases next. You know what I mean? Try to be very active and then try to get people around me to get excited. You know what I mean? And get like invested.
That's cool.
And the thing is, like,
That seems like a lot of work to make a model every day. I guess you've been doing it for a while now, so.
But this is the thing, though. I can easily make two, depending on the tile. I can easily make 2 tiles a day, or 2 walls a day, or 2 corner pieces a day, or 2 doors, or whatever for a tile piece. And I already have some made. I just have to convert them to open lock. And yeah. And what was I rambling about? Oh yeah. And what I would do is I would literally make all 30 pieces or make a bulk of them. And then because the thing is, when you're on Thingiverse, you can put things on your design page, your designs or whatever, but you don't have to make them public. You can just keep them. You can just keep them there, right? And then you make them public anytime you want. So what I was thinking is, while I'm going to be dealing with the Kickstarter when it's live and whatnot and all that stuff, like you were saying, there will be downtime where it's like, well, there's nothing to do really, so you're going to have to work on the next project. And so in that time frame, I'll be working on these tiles, and then hopefully I can get a majority of them done, and then just start archiving them on the Thingiverse page and just lock them, keep them private, and then choose which one I want to put up the next day, and then the next day after that, the next day after that, and and then think about it, like it'll be a good run because like I'll 30 Thingiverse like posts, 30 Instagram posts, 30 Twitter posts, and then I don't want to do it on Reddit because I don't want to annoy people. I might do like, I don't know, like every twice a week on Reddit, I'll post. You know what I mean? Just to give a bulk of like what came out the last 3 or 4 days. So yeah. Yeah.
Cool. And you can make YouTube videos too. Document your progress.
Yeah, there's something. Just something. Just to put a face behind everything, and also to make it so everything redirects, right? And so if someone does discover me, they can like find my stuff and be like, "Oh, look at all this stuff this person has. I'm going to check it out." And then they become a patron or a follower. You know what I mean? Like you can have all these great ideas and being like, I want to do this, I want to do that. But if you don't have anything to show for yourself, then why should anybody get behind you on anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the way I feel about that.
Cool.
Yeah. And then of course, I'm out of focus. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, well,
I
don't know. I think keeping busy is good.
Yeah.
As long as you got something to say, in your tiles, then I think you should be fine.
What are you doing?
I just noticed my speaker was off, and then it bothered me, and then I knocked something off my desk.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well.
Cool, man.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I need to see it. I mean, it's all.
See what?
Whatever you're gonna do.
Oh, the tile thing?
Yeah. I'll comment on it when it's a little more. It's further along. Yeah. So, yeah, like I said, this week for me has been pretty busy getting the Kickstarter. I don't have a Kickstarter. Getting the website up. The Patreon page is it's been approved by Patreon. I just haven't actually launched it yet because my first month's tiers are not totally complete yet. So there's a bit of like the files. I printed all the files and stuff, and that went really smoothly and everything. So they're ready to go. I just have a little bit of Photoshop work left to do. So my Patreon should be live this month, and
oh my God,
the website's already live. So
what was I going to say?
Skylar was nice enough to buy a model, and so I know that it works.
Oh, how nice. What was I going to say? So for your tiers,
yeah,
I was thinking about your tiers, and you said something before where you don't want. I don't think you should make a first 100 for every pledge. You know what I mean?
But you don't think so?
I don't know. I think because remember when you said something that was talking about where you don't want to like almost like devalue it too much. You know what I mean?
Oh, where you like set the value of something low and then.
I think you could do the first thing. I don't think you have to do it on every single one.
The way it's set up now is like each tier does have like I'm calling it a limited tier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I forget what I called it, something like that. But the number there is like I really want those to fill up, and if they do fill up, then I'm in a good space where it's like I'm in a very comfortable income space to dedicate more time to the Patreon. So there's like I've got like 300 slots in each tier, and if each of those fill up, that's 900. That's 900 followers, and
what's the math?
The lowest tier is $2.99. So that's at the very least.
So they're saving a penny.
No. It's $2.99, $3.99. So the $2.99 is the limited tier. $3.99 is the regular.
You've been reading Donald Trump's The Deal?
No, I have not. Have you?
No, but just the fact, just like
the 99.
99.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it looked better. It does look better than just $3.
But you know what? Actually, I'm gonna contradict myself and or just put myself in my own place and say, just do the damn thing and see what happens.
Oh yeah, I think that's such a
thing
huge
is, like, I don't
part
have
of
any.
this.
I don't have anything to, uh, you know, go on, right? And so
That's what's great about Patreon is that it's not like a Kickstarter where you have this narrow window and you really want to maximize it and do
yeah,
it right because that's the only opportunity you have. It's like Patreon just is out there and it can evolve, and
yeah,
just getting it out there first is like getting it
makes
out
more
the
sense.
door. Yeah, you just you'll figure it out as you go. There's a lot more room for that, but yeah, Kickstarters you got to be, I think, a little bit more strategic, and you really want to challenge yourself to make the best moves.
Yeah.
And not leave anything on the table there because that's your window, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I'm ready to go.
Oh my God, the sun's out. Look at this.
I know. It's right in your face. I can see it evolving in your screen over the whole course of the podcast.
Yeah, it's nice. It's literally the sun's way over there, but it's just hitting a window perfectly and it's just shooting me right in the face. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this last week was good. Even though last Tuesday I was all poopy pants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to figure out that poopy pantsness.
Well, if I feel like a big dump, it usually means I haven't been eating well and I haven't been working out. Especially haven't been working out, because even if I don't eat that well, but if I work out, I still feel way better. You know what I mean? So it really comes down to, getting a sweat in the morning and eating moderately healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like a good degree of anger that a person experiences is actually like self anger when you kind of boil it down to what really is the cause there. Even if it's somebody else in your life who feels like the catalyst of this anger, I think your inability to deal with those kind of people is kind of like, it's kind of the root of why you're actually like upset by it and not just letting it go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Letting that negative emotion come and go. And if you're lingering on it, that's on you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it should be in your control. I mean, doesn't mean it's easy or anything, but I mean, yeah. Keep working at it. Keep like challenging yourself to try something new.
Yeah.
To try to figure this out.
I'm gonna shave today, I think. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, you're done. I've been trying to grow a beard. It's pretty sad. I just don't have the follicles for it.
I got the follicles, but
you've had a good beard.
Yeah. And like this just looks weird because it's really blonde right here.
Oh, I thought you shaved your mustache. I thought you were doing it.
I got a pretty thick mustache going on right now, but it's just blonde, so it just blends in.
Looks like the Dagestan beard.
Oh yeah, the Dagestan beard. Yeah, that's a religious thing, actually.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
there be no mustaches.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, something in their rule book.
Let there be no mustaches.
Let the not cover these top lip. What I was gonna say. That's I don't know. We hit a lot of topics. We had a lot of topics today.
Yeah,
it's good show.
Let me show you my website. Maybe you've got some thoughts on it.
Let's see it.
Maybe you can improve it. Probably. I mean, I kind of just started with the default theme and plugged my shit in.
Yeah.
Okay, get ready for the infinite tube of Death. Okay.
Yeah.
How's that working? Working for you?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. This is it. I have kind of this landing page. I have two models here, and one is.
That's not two models.
Well, you're right. I have two products. One is just the standard 3D product, and you can add it to cart, purchase it, and then the other one is exactly the same, but you get this illustration with it as well, so it's a little bit more expensive. And yeah,
just the illustration.
You also get
the cards,
the attribute sheet. You don't get the cards. I think the cards are going to be a separate item someday, so I don't want to include those.
Good call. I'm curious. Why did you set the STL file? What was it again? 350?
450. So this one's 450, and the reason is because, like we were chatting about, a website isn't free, right?
Yeah.
Like the cheapest way to get a model from you to somebody else in a transaction is like through Patreon, because Patreon only takes like 2%, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty low as far as like online,
True. It
distribution goes.
depends who's it depends who's making what, right? Because the thing is, like, there's some heavy hitters. There's like this one. I don't know if it's a lady or a man. This artist makes these like really well illustrated like Disney characters. They're gender swapped.
Mm-hmm.
So Ariel from The Little Mermaid is like a boy, and and then Elsa is a dude.
And how does she get paid?
Oh, by Patreon, like thousands of dollars. Like she was making like last time I checked, she was like I think almost 100,000 a month, like something.
Yeah, that's
like
what I'm saying. Like
an ungodly amount. You know what I mean?
Like
actually, they take that 2%, and that's a fat 2%. And then also on top of that, this individual has taxes too, right? So,
what do you mean taxes?
Oh, like in taxes in general, right?
Like paying her
like federal tax.
Yeah, there's no avoiding that though.
But like that 2% added to that federal tax on top of that, it's like that starts getting pretty thick. You know what I mean? You're like, 33%, and then they add 2%. You're like, oh my god.
Yeah, but you've got to pay. I mean, there's no avoiding that. There's no strategy you can employ to avoid that.
I know, so but what I was saying though was just like, the more you make, the more Patreon makes, right? The more.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand. So what I'm saying is, Patreon is. It's that they take the lowest cut of any, like anywhere you could host your model online. Patreon takes the lowest cut. So for that reason, like you kind of have to add a little bit to your models if you put it anywhere else, right? So like for example, I was telling you like
the reason why I brought it up. Sorry to cut you off. The reason why I brought it up is because your Patreon model is.
You're not sorry for first. You're not sorry.
No, I'm not. Your Patreon model is $3.99.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you should actually make this model $4.99.
Well, I mean, Patreon takes 2%, and this website, Shopify, they're not even necessarily taking a percentage. It's just the credit card. The credit card transaction fees you're paying for.
And just make it $5.
Well, I mean, so at $4, like 50 cents on $4 is like 20%.
But I understand that, but there's
not more.
There's
no need for it. There's no need for it. If I'm already willing to sell it at $4.
Let me just interject here. Okay. If you're selling models, right, and there's Patreon. And I was like, and I want these certain models, and the only difference is they're 50 cents more on your website. I would be like, well, I just want these models. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, it'd be kind of cool to do the Patreon, but I'd rather just get these two models or this one model, and then just get on with my merry way.
Well, that's the thing is like that's what it's designed for, because you can't buy models a la carte on Patreon.
I know that. I understand that. But what you would want is you want people to join the Patreon, right? Because you want people to stick around for months and months and months, or years, or your whole entire life. You know what I mean? So if they see and they like your models, yeah, but it's only 50 cents. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like it's only $5. Like 50 cents on $5 is, like I said, that's like 20% of the whole model, 20% of the whole price. If you gave them a coupon code for 20% off, like that's exactly the same thing you're doing there.
Are you?
And yeah,
you are giving a coupon code?
No, like that's what I'm saying is like you could 20% is 20% is what I'm saying.
I just feel that the price between the STL file that you're selling and the price for your Patreon STL doesn't feel like one is like I just feel they should be very different. I just think they're too close. I think you'll miss out on Patreon patrons. You know what I mean?
Because they'll just pay the extra 50 cents to buy the same model every month.
Yeah, just to buy the one, and then like maybe next month they don't come around. You know what I mean? Or they just forget about you.
Mm-hmm.
Because like what you're technically selling is you are selling STLs and sheets and all that fun stuff and other cool stuff down the future. But you got to remember too, you're also selling you, right? Like you're trying to distract people. Like that's your like job, is to try to like get people's attention for the longest time, so that they not just invest their time in you, also invest their hard-earned money on you as well. So that's the way I think you should kind of see it, as more where it's like if they're on the Patreon, that means they're more engaged. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you want in the long run. Is like, because like that's like,
yeah, for sure. Patreon is where you want everyone to be.
Yeah,
I just think like I feel like $5 is like really. I really think $4.50 is kind of at the upper end.
Well, then do $4.99.
Yeah.
It's like $1. So you save $1 if you join the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Just saying.
Maybe I'll change my thing by 49 cents for you and Antoine.
Thank you.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where we're at.
Okay. Can you go back to the website, because I was so fixated on the price.
Yeah.
You hurt? Did I hurt your feelings?
No, I'm just thinking about what you're saying and whether I feel like it makes sense or not. Because
I see. Well, because at the long run, that's what we're trying to do, because there's plenty of other different artists that they can easily like go to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
So it's I think and the thing is like the field is so small. You know what I mean? Like for what we're embarking in compared to other I guess you could say, not industries, but I guess fields. Like the STL printing one's pretty small, but if your gimmick is only I have cool looking minis, well, there's going to be another person out there that has cool looking minis, or maybe not even as cool looking minis, but they have very engaging, you know, thing going on. You know what I mean? Like a very like engagement oriented thing. Are you looking at prices of STLs?
Yeah, I was just gonna see if he had anything to compare. I guess it's not totally crazy. Yeah, maybe
No.
you're on something.
$5 is not crazy.
Yeah.
Especially if it's character based too, like because people love their characters and they know that more time is spent in character work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Are you trying to find characters right now?
Yeah, does he have it? I thought he did. Or maybe I'm thinking of the dragon guy.
Fat Dragon?
Fat Dragon?
Well, I think you should look at artisan guilds.
Do they sell?
Yes,
I thought they sold sets.
They sell.
Oh, it's going to take me to their Patreon, but this is not actually where I want to go. I want to go to their
My Mini Factory.
Yeah.
Patreon.
This one.
No, that's Patreon, dude. Oh,
This
there
is
you go.
My Mini Factory. Oh yeah. So
yeah, they got characters that are $5. They got busts that are $3. They got even some characters. Those are character sets for $6. They have big fucking monsters for $15. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those characters, one-off characters, are sometimes $8. You know.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, I guess I think you're right. I think I'm undervaluing a little bit. It's hard to say. These ones are $4, but I guess maybe they've been out for a while, or they're part of the set for $9.
Yeah, they probably want people
All
to
over
buy
the
the $9 ones. So yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is they're kind of cheap compared to the ones above.
Yeah.
But then
that
this
one,
guy
that one's
is like
fucking
$30. It's so funny because I guess it's because of the scale, but I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know if it's any more difficult to sculpt it.
It's a really badass piece, though. You know.
Yeah. These big dragons, yeah. Okay. All right. You got me.
$5.
You got me. We'll do it.
So that means you gotta put up your one with the sheet as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. We gotta bump it. I'm gonna bump it a little bit.
Yeah, and like I said, it's not just about the price. It's also about you want people's attention, right?
Well, I already think that. So I guess what makes mine unique is the illustrated side of it. Like when you come here, you're just getting there's no backstory to these characters. They're kind of just in any of these printing files I've seen. It's just there's not a lot of. It's pretty straightforward. There's just not a lot of flavor to them. You know what I mean?
Wow, there's definitely flavor to them, but I'm trying to I understand what you're trying to say, though.
I want it to feel more like Six More Vodka. Have you seen their stuff?
Who?
I think it's maybe. Actually, I should go to Six More Vodka. They're the studio that made Genesis, which was an RPG. Now we're really just cruising live here. All right, fine. I'll put maybe the website's down now. But they sell have an RPG manual, you know.
Yeah.
But they've got tons of art,
Yeah.
To go with their products. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just here's the book and here's a shot of the book.
And then a couple little illustrations in the corners of the pages.
It's if you buy if you did anything by Wizards of the Coast, there's going to be a lot of like fun illustration with it.
Yeah, of course. Also, you got to remember too, like you don't have that much content right now.
Well,
I
yeah,
think you need. I think you need a lot. Yeah, you're gonna need a lot more.
Well, you got to start somewhere, right?
No, of course, I totally understand that. But yeah, once that Patreon goes live, so yeah, I guess deal with it one step at a time, and
like it's not like Kickstarter where it's you need to have this library first. I mean, it's going to be more successful when you do, for sure. Like you got to get it, you got to get your foot in the door and start off and let it grow. Let it, like, you want it to grow while it's out there, and not, you don't want to just sit alone in your room toiling away for a year.
Yeah,
we've already kind of done that.
Well, no, I was also posting and talking about my thing out when it wasn't even ready yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. I'm not calling you out or anything. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I think it's better I think the earlier you can start your Patreon and all that stuff, the better.
No, I believe.
As soon as you're ready to commit to it, well, then you might as well.
I've noticed something where there's not that many. There's more character-based Patreons for the STL file, thing, and those are the ones that make the most money as well. And I've noticed, I don't know, for the environment stuff, I've noticed where it's kind of like, I don't know, it's strange because
who's the big like, yeah, what's the best example of one
for environments
of an environment Patreon?
I don't know,
because you're just looking for something to, like, somebody who's made some wins to steal a little bit of what they're doing, right? So that
thing, though, like all the character ones usually have an aesthetic, and they're all kind of coherent because they're made by the same artist. You know what I mean? So there's kind of like a flair, like an artistic flair, like Artisan Guild or Duncan Shadow, and then there's a couple others as well. They have like a taste to them, and then all the environment stuff. It's very kind of, here's an environment, here's some environment piece, here's another environment piece. So I need to really be extraordinary when it comes to environment pieces.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, what are you going to say? It's like what you were just saying to me, like, what makes your products any different? And I'm really banking on people appreciating illustrated work that goes with their characters that they buy.
Yeah.
So what are you banking on, I guess, is maybe what you got to think about.
Yeah. Well, I think, the thing is, like, there's you know what it is? I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and I should just do, like, the dungeon tile idea. I should do dungeon tiles that I've never seen before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not out there, and like, so.
Because there's definitely a story to a tile a day. It's like a fun, like you say, that is a fun campaign that I think is worth doing.
And if it's themed a certain way too, like Aztec or Japanese, or something along those lines.
I like the idea of just, like, I've never seen this before, and this is what it is.
Yeah,
like, you're making something new for sure that way.
Yeah. Well, I do have, like, I did make these a little while ago. I made this is 4 pieces though. I don't know if you can see that. And the whole idea is that it's like there's dungeon, and then in the dungeon there's like stuff kind of bursting out of the ground, and you don't know what it is because it's like magic like crystals or whatever, right? As you can see that stuff coming out of this tile, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like that was an idea, but it's just like it's still too like fantasy, like like you know what I mean, where it's like it would need something else to go with it. That's why I think theming, like just like a whole theming where it's like Egyptian or
Well, if you had like,
Aztecian or whatever.
let's say your story was, okay, we've got dungeon tiles and things are coming out of the ground. Like, what's causing it? You know, it'd be cool if it ramped up into like, because as you're going through the dungeon, you would notice, oh, there's, this shit popping out of the ground. And then as you advance, it escalates and you're going deeper into the root of whatever's causing all this. So there could be a story that's told there that you can tell with your pieces. You could, it'd be cool if you, it might be weird to model it this way, but if you started with the entrance to the dungeon and there's just a hint of it, and then each tile you make takes you deeper in, and by the time you get to the end, there's some sort of crystal demon there, or a throne room for him, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, there's a bunch of different ways how I can stylize it and use different things, stuff like that. I've been collecting a lot of reference of different games like Darksiders and stuff like that. So I don't know. Well, we'll see. We'll see when it comes up. But I definitely have to like. It can't just be. There'll be some of that where it's like this is just a stone floor. You know what I mean? But I could still make stuff that can complement that stone floor that will push it and be extraordinary. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, this is really neat and cool, and I haven't seen anything like it before. So
I've seen plenty of little squares, 4 squares that clip into each other. I've seen that about 800 times before.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should wrap this up, buddy, because
it's
already
over an hour.
Yeah.
I haven't had any coffee. I want a fucking coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, we're wrapping up. Thanks for joining another episode. It was a good episode, hey Alex? I think this was a pretty good episode.
It was okay. I wouldn't say it's good. I'd say it was fair to okay.
Son of a bitch. Anyways, thanks for joining another episode of Playing the Artist. If you want to help out the show, you can follow us on here on YouTube. Subscribe to us and leave us a like. Even leave a comment or not. I don't give a shit. We're on every day, almost every day. Sorry, not almost every day. We're on every Tuesday. We're on every Tuesday, almost every Tuesday. Sometimes
more often than not.
Sometimes one slips through the crack. And thanks for joining. If you come across and watch this, or Alex.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right.
Plug it.
You can. The best way to support us now is, I guess, to support us individually, and back at Antoine's Kickstarter, and
I'm so nervous.
Give one of my models a try. There's links to our shit in the description, so give those a look. I don't even want to list them all, but it's basically Tiger Skull RPG, pretty much anywhere, and all one word: Facebook, Instagram. Not Thingiverse though. Thingiverse is just click the link.
Just click the link. And
then my website, as we just had a look at there. Antoine?
What?
You never said where we can find you.
I know. You can find me on Thingiverse. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on ArtStation. You just, just look Forbidden Prince. Forbidden Prince is the name of my company, and you can just look that up.
Send them a kind message too, and maybe it'll cheer them up a little bit.
I'm already cheered up. I'm good right now. Good.
Okay, never mind.
Good.
No kind messages.
Okay, fine. Oh my god, I'm yawning all over the place. Okay, Alex. Well, fucking what? Next week? Am I launching next week?
No.
Yeah, I'm launching next week. Yeah.
10 days. You got 10 days.
That's next week. What are you talking about? That's next Friday.
No, I suppose.
Yeah. And then are you gonna do the 29th or the 28th with me? Are you gonna launch your Patreon on the 28th with me? My Kickstarter?
Yeah. If not beforehand. But
okay.
we'll see, yeah.
All right then. Okay, so change those goddamn numbers on your Kickstarter.
I'm gonna do that right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that right now.
All right. Hey, we should
Thanks for that.
we need to hang out this weekend because we didn't hang out last weekend. You were supposed to hang out, so hang out with us, me and Gavin, please.
Okay.
What do you mean?
I like to keep you guys wanting more. Too much of a good thing is not.
We're gonna watch Lord of the Rings.
The cartoons or the live action?
Live action ones.
Oh, okay. All right. All of them?
Okay, Alex. Yeah, all
Jesus.
of them. Not in one go. Not in one go. Anyways, bye everybody that saw this, and bye Alex. You have a good day at work, and I'm gonna figure out these videos. Bye.
Cool.